I'm not exactly sure why, but winter has always been my favorite time of year. Growing up in Washington between the rain and the cold, you're always trying to do things to stay warm and stay indoors. So even though I live in Arizona now, I think it brings back a lot of good childhood memories. Just curled up with a blanket, my family and I hanging out, watching Christmas movies, doing all the stereotypical Christmas things. What can I say? I'm a sucker for the holidays. I know we say this every year, but it's hard to believe the year's almost over. Second Christmas is over, you've thrown out the tree, the focus is on the new year. It's the time where everyone starts thinking about their New Year's resolution. And the most common one that I'm sure you've heard is getting in shape. This is the year I'm finally gonna get in shape. This is the year I'm finally gonna lose those last 10 pounds. This year, I'm buying that gym membership. If there's one month a year the gym rats fear more than any other, it's January. But why do we need to wait until the clock strikes midnight to make a change? I recently updated my training routine and I didn't need to wait till January 1st. I mentioned it a couple videos ago, but I'd been lean bulking and I wasn't pleased with the way it was going. I didn't feel like I was making much strength gains. I felt like I was losing a lot more definition than I should have. So I course corrected, dialed back my calories, upped the cardio a little bit. Once I felt that I was back to where I felt good, jumped right back on it. So now we're lean bulking again. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. My current training routine is lifting 4 days a week with a little bit extra volume and emphasis on legs to really grow a lot of strength in big compound lower body lifts like squats, deadlifts. Building up my core, I've actually started doing ab workouts for the first time in a long time. Generally, I'm doing a little less volume, less sets, a little bit lower reps. The goal is so I can have higher weight to increase my strength and continue building muscle and making gains. I still get my 10,000 steps. That part hasn't changed. But I've all but eliminated the Stairmaster hit finishers that I typically use when I'm trying to cut down and get extra lean. Once April or May rolls around, we'll start cutting again. Just in time for summer. I've been lifting weights consistently for almost 12 years, and it finally happened. I was doing shoulder presses, and I dropped the dumbbells down on the floor and was not being cognizant of where I had set my phone because I was too preoccupied with the camera that I had brought to record the footage for this video. And naturally, after a minute, I realized I was screwed. The front of the screen was cracked. The back of the screen was cracked. Yeah, it was totaled. The worst part of all is I had a screen protector and I had a case, but when you drop a 60-pound metal dumbbell on your phone, it doesn't matter what kind of OtterBox you have. That is not surviving. Back in middle school, when I did track and field, there was an unspoken rule that if you did the hurdles, you weren't a true hurdler until you had fallen and smacked your face into the ground on the hurdles. So maybe you could say the same thing is true about lifting weights. You're not a true gym bro until you've dropped a dumbbell on your phone. I must say, the whole experience of having a phone screen so cracked that I couldn't access the code and unlock it was very eye-opening in the society we live in nowadays, where your phone is almost your identity. It has become so prevalent in our society. So much is reliant on things on your phone that the second it breaks and you don't have one, it's like you're cut off from the world. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You be the judge. I figured this video would be a good opportunity for me to show you a little bit what my day-to-day looks like with how I actually eat. Now, I'm in the advantageous situation where I work from home, so I have the luxury of being able to cook every meal. I understand that's not the reality for everybody. Maybe more so now, post-pandemic, but there's still plenty of people who go back into the office or work out in the field. Every week, I like to design a menu, and I pick 3 meals, breakfast, appetizer, an entree, main course, and a snack or dessert. Then, once I've figured out what those meals are going to be, I figure out which ingredients I need, how much of each ingredient I need, and I plug it into MyFitnessPal right then and there. The beauty of online shopping for groceries now is you can look up the ingredients at the store before you even go. And you can look at the nutrition label and plug it into MyFitnessPal. People wonder how I can be so accurate and track so precisely every day. My secret is that I already know exactly what I'm going to eat down to the last gram of protein before I've even gone to the grocery store. Eat the same thing for a week. After a week, I find something else. 3 meals I've found is just enough to give you variety, but not so much where you're being completely overwhelmed trying to be a short order cook. I've been doing it for several years now, and my only regret is that I didn't start it sooner. I would have saved myself a lot of pretty miserable years of eating nothing but chicken, rice, broccoli, and looking in the mirror and wondering why I wasn't getting shredded. Because I was so miserable with that diet that I was going out on the weekends and binge eating and completely undoing my progress from the week. I can tell you personally, this method, flexible dieting, much more superior. For this week's menu, I tried to keep it relatively simple. I made a homemade cheese pizza with some vegetables on top, crispy beef stir fry, and some frozen yogurt peppermint bark. It's essentially just frozen yogurt that you put in the freezer. But it hardens up and it tastes a lot like peppermint bark or chocolate bark or whatever flavor you want to go with. I put some crushed up candy canes on top because, like I said, Christmas is my favorite time of year. For a lot of people, the holidays are going to be the most difficult time to stick with your diet and eat healthy and hit your macros. Have one Christmas cookie turns into an entire plate of Christmas cookies. Funny enough, I may or may not post a recipe of some macro-friendly sugar cookies. Stay tuned for that. Also, if you've bought my cookbook or have joined my online fitness coaching program and got it for free, I'm going to be sending out an update soon with new recipes, a little bit holiday themed. So another thing to keep an eye out for. Check your emails. iPhone 14. Can you believe the guy at the store said this is almost old? The thing came out a year ago. Made sure to get the nice case, got the screen protectors, got the camera protectors. Keep a little bit closer eye on this one.